Do you need to rest?
No, I'm fine, Teresa.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Everyday Movies and Shows. Today, we're talking to you about episode 7 of Claymore, Marked for Death. Badass episode. What'd you think?
I really liked it. It was the way it started out. I was really interested. Like they start off in a show, and they start off in the town where it's infested with Yoma. They don't really put a whole lot of background of the town that they like go into. You know, they just talk about
Yeah.
like, oh, they brought us in because I thought the two girls that were fighting off the Yoma were like sisters or like twins or something like that. You know, like
Yeah.
some sort of blood related. At first, that's kind of what I got. I was like, that's kind of cool. You know, you got some Claymores that fight alongside each other, and then later on, a couple of minutes within the episode, you realize that they're just there to get the deed basically to take out Teresa.
Well, actually, in the manga, they do explain that town a little bit more. They do say that all those Yoma live in that town disguised as humans, and then when people walk or people go through, they kill them and eat them.
That's awesome.
That's why there's so many.
That's so cool.
Yeah, they went into detail on that in the manga a little bit, just a little bit, but yeah, that's
Well,
why there's so many of them. There.
Why is that even allowed? Why does the organization let that even happen?
I don't know. No one to offer money, I guess. Who knows? You know, they're all about money.
It's supply and demand, I guess.
Yeah, they're all,
You
they
gotta
don't
have
really,
some kind of
they don't really care about the people.
Yeah,
you know,
they just care about the
So,
money.
just care about the money. So, but anyway, so we're introduced to first off, just 3 Claymores. We got Noelle, Sophia, and then Quick Sword Elena. When you first see her walking up, man, that's badass. Those two Yomas jump at her, and you don't even see her hands move. They just cut up little pieces.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. You know, that's how they entered. It was like I got Fruit Ninja vibes from it.
Fruit Ninja.
I was like, what just happened? What did she do? It's so quick. And then just fucking blood splatters everywhere.
Yeah, she doesn't even get no blood on her.
Yeah,
that's how badass she is. She's that badass.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was like just more because like they shot it that way, not because she was like meant to do that. But I don't know.
Yeah, she's the leader of them, and then she lets the other 2 know that she's been downgraded, or her rank has changed from 2 to 3. There's a new number 2, and she was just right around the corner fighting a horde of Yoma. Like it pans down the street, you just see blood everywhere, bodies cut up little pieces everywhere. You see this little girl come out. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I was late."
Yeah, she's like started freaking. That's what I'm saying. They portray Priscilla to be
Priscilla.
Yeah, that's the name of the.
Fucking Priscilla.
They portray her to be super sweet, innocent, and like just caring, which is very abnormal coming from a Claymore. I literally have the opposite traits of everything what Priscilla has, which doesn't really make sense to me because the training to even become a Claymore should have broke her from that kind of mentality in the first place.
Or it's her hatred for Yoma is what makes her who she is. She hates
Right.
Yoma so much. That's why she's so strong.
But even if you hate Yoma as much, you still got to go through the Claymore training.
Still got to do with the training, yes.
And the Claymore training breaks you as a human being. It doesn't even make you're not even really a human being after Claymore training.
I mean,
so why is she so
hackneyed.
so why is she like all like sweet and innocent still? She should have been broken from that. She should not be sweet and innocent anymore. That should have been done with the training.
Well,
honestly.
if only I was you and I've never seen the full show, I could be so innocent.
That's I'm just saying that's the way that I like that they do that. She's very cool in the terms of being a little naive. She's not as hardened as most Claymores, which is at this point is expected. So it's a nice change of pace for them to reveal a Claymore that's not so on edge. It's not so freaking
not
balls
such a,
the
not such a
wall.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought the city was really awesome. I wish they would focus more on the city. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
not that the episode isn't good, but I feel like the city just really could have deserved a little bit more light than what they shedded on it. You know, that was really good, really cool environment, especially how they made it look. You know, they made it look all like red and devilly and like super dark. You know,
Yeah.
demonic. You know, which I thought
Yeah,
was cool.
that's why I like the show. The scenery looks
Yeah.
so awesome.
Yeah, the scenery is really good.
Well, yeah, that's where Elena, lets everyone know we're going after
Teresa,
Teresa, the
faint
fake smile.
and then that's they argue a little bit about like there's no way to kill her. There's like there's no way, and they're like yeah. She's like Elena said yeah. Typically, I would agree with you if we didn't have this new Claymore.
Yeah,
and they're like
Priscilla.
yeah, and that's what is it? Is it Noel or Sophia gets all pissed off at the new Priscilla? Wants to fight her almost immediately.
I keep getting them confused.
Yeah.
Which one? I don't know which one it was. I don't know. I don't know which one it was.
One of them gets pissed off. It wasn't Elena, but it was either Sophia or Noelle gets pissed off about the new Claymore getting rank 2.
Yeah, because they're all about their ranks. They love their ranks.
They're very arrogant
Yeah.
creatures because, I mean, that's all they got. They don't have any... They don't use money. They don't have any use for entertainment. The only entertainment that they have is competition between the two between each other.
That's a good way to look at it.
That's
yeah,
it.
You're right. It's a good way to look at it.
So it's like I get why they are the way they are. You know?
But you know why she's so good to fight Teresa? Why?
Yeah, because she suppresses her Yoma powers. Where you can't. Typically, another Claymore can sense. Well, not any other Claymore. Teresa can sense.
Well, all Claymores can sense other Claymores,
but she has a very heightened sense.
Yeah, she's the only one who can pretty much knows what you're gonna do before you do it.
Yeah,
because that's how good her Yoma sense is.
And Priscilla doesn't use
her
Yoma sense unless she is pushed to, which is very rare.
But she hasn't done yet, which is a risky move because Claymore, it takes a while for them to know when to stop when they've gone too far. Like they need to know when to stop. If they don't know, then that's when they can.
That's not true. She did use it too. Just the last scene.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's the first time she's that I know of. I think that's the first time she's ever used it.
Yeah, because prior to that, she's just being a badass through the whole show.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought was really cool is like she doesn't even have to use any of her Yoma ability. I mean, like, I'm just curious what they did to her. Like, who hurt you, Priscilla? I
think we get a little bit more of her backstory next episode. If not, then I don't think it says in this show. I might have to talk about it.
Because, I mean, they tell, like, Claire, like, hey, Claire, like, her. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think...
As of right now, Priscilla and Teresa are my two favorite. I love Teresa because of the humanity that they've been giving her recently. And I love Priscilla because she's not a fucking bitch. I think she's cool. Just because she's so sweet and innocent. I can see where, like I said, she's sweet and innocent, but I feel like she's so naive. That's why she's so good for the organization, because the organization can feed her anything and she'll take it as fucking gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah. She believes whatever they tell her to believe, basically.
She's very brainwashed.
Yeah.
That's a result of being naive and innocent. It's like that. It's very easy for you to be brainwashed by other people and other things, So I feel like that's good. It makes sense. Like that it ties well into each other. Her being naive and the organization taking advantage of her like they are.
Well, I guess after them, we go back to Teresa and Claire. That's where they're in the town, and Teresa kills that Yoma.
Yeah, Teresa gives away her location.
Well, they knew where she was going to be. But her killing the Yoma, it just let the people know she was there. Well, the Claymores would have known she was there regardless.
Yeah, I feel like it sped the process up. I definitely
because now the organization knows someone killed a Yoma at this place. Okay. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
I mean, like they knew probably the general direction of where she was at. They didn't know like exactly where she was.
They
at.
have. There's a certain Claymore. I'm not gonna mention her name, but they have a Claymore who can sense Yoma or other Claymores from
miles and miles and miles.
great distances. Great distances. So I mean, she could be.
Well, even Teresa sensed them as soon as they almost hit the city. She's like, "Yeah, they're here."
Yeah. She knew before they got to the city. In the manga, she knew.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because in the show, it revealed as soon as they set foot into the city.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, you see her like,
Yeah.
Because
she was talking about like wanting to keep Claire there for a little longer and enjoy the moment. It's really sad because it's like, and that's what really makes you like really makes you want to fight for Teresa.
I know.
Is because
that
she's a
companionship she had
mom.
with Claire.
You know,
she's like
Teresa's a mom now.
she's
Like
her
Teresa
mother now.
is a mom and to Claire,
and they love each other so much.
like a mom and daughter relationship.
Yeah,
and
Claire loves her.
Yeah.
And Teresa loves her.
Yeah.
You know, whenever Claire falls asleep on her lap, just instantly, you know.
Teresa's never felt that way.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
she's never known what that is like to feel like that.
Well, whenever she falls asleep, and then Elena comes in and starts throwing her quick sword around,
Yeah.
she's like, "Be mindful of the child."
If you must play with your quick sword, be mindful of the sleeping child.
Which is like, it really shows how far Teresa has come and how stuck in the way the other ones are. You know, they're like, she's like, your emotions to appeal to the little kid is not gonna affect me. It's almost like I feel bad for you that you have a connection to this person. Like, shame on you, Teresa. You know better. Like, and it's like, honestly, I feel like Teresa has reached, you know, like that next level of like understanding of, you know what I mean? Like, she's still a badass, but she's not a badass she's not a badass that's just gonna take orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
she's always been rebellious, even when she was a little girl.
I think that's
even when she was in training.
I think that's why I like Teresa so much.
Alert.
Is because, you know, I that rebellion. She's not like the rest of them.
Yeah,
I do like that. She's genuine. That's what makes her special.
It's a little side story with Teresa and Claire. Man, I love it, but then again, it pisses me off.
What the what they're going through?
Yeah,
Yeah, because fucking we all know what's gonna happen to Teresa. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable.
We know something happens.
It's just the wind doesn't happen.
Man, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah, I know, because she's my favorite. That's why it's like, I'm already getting tore up about it because I already know. I haven't even seen it, but I already know. Know.
She's amazing. She is the best one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Priscilla. Teresa will remain my favorite forever because she's above the organization.
Maria is my favorite. Maria, man. Phantom Maria. She is so badass. You haven't met her yet, but you'll like her.
That's the reason why that separates, you know, her is like, she's still a badass and there's no one that can really beat her, but she's not above figuring out what is real and what isn't real. You know? And I don't feel like any of the other Claymores will ever, other than Claire. Maybe Claire will get to that point eventually, you know, because, you know, she has history with Teresa, but like firsthand experience with Teresa. But I don't know. We'll see.
Anyway, so whenever Elena walks in, and then Claire just stops her quick sword. So, you know, she just fucking stops it. Then they start fighting, which is a pretty cool scene. Her fighting Elena.
I thought it was really cool. It's like made Elena look like
like
child's play. Yeah,
child's play. And that's when the other Claymores come in and get the one from the bottom. And then the lady comes through the window. And that's where she grabs Claire and they go outside. And that's where Priscilla is sitting there waiting. And she had her chance right there to kill Teresa. Or at least wound her.
Like, to the point where she could be killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I respect Priscilla for not doing it.
She didn't do it. But that was the one chance. She didn't do it. But that
Because-
fight scene with those two
Because Priscilla didn't know exactly what Teresa's capable of firsthand, and she has a lot of respect for Teresa. A lot of respect for her.
Yeah.
She still has respect for her. It's just she that's like the ultimate sin for Claymore. You know what I mean?
Well, she didn't feel like she deserved to be cut down from behind. She felt like Teresa,
because she's the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they understand how special she is. And that's why it's so hard for them to understand, for them to do this, because they can't fully understand why she would walk away from her punishment. Why she wouldn't just accept her death. And it's because Claire. And even if she did tell them about Claire, there's no full way of them comprehending the kind of emotion that those two have gotten unless they experience it individually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you're right. But the fight scene, though, whenever they start fighting, her and Priscilla, everyone else just lets Priscilla and Teresa fight.
I was
kind of watch.
literally on the edge of the couch
when
I was watching that, because I was watching it last night.
With that scene, whenever they're fighting and Priscilla puts her face right up next to Teresa's face and goes over her. That's such a cool scene. Such a cool scene.
Even Priscilla's, or it was Priscilla that puts her face right next to
Teresa. Yeah. Puts her face right when it's a first
Teresa
start
was
fighting.
like, "What in the fuck is going on?"
Yeah. Last minute she realized that this chick is good.
Badass.
This
really
chick is good.
Really, really good.
She's not Teresa good, but she could be.
Like, they mention it. They say that, they're like, Priscilla isn't as good as Teresa now, but she will surpass Teresa 100%.
One day surpass.
Because she look at how she is able to keep up with Teresa without using no Yoma power at all. At all.
But it quickly turns tides whenever
because Teresa is more experienced.
Yeah.
That is the only reason why.
She's more experienced and she's just a better fighter. Yeah, she's a better fighter than she is. And she's getting faster while Priscilla
because she's
slower.
learning. She's studying. That's what Teresa does. She studies as she's fighting, and like, and so that's why she's able to grow stronger, I feel like, during the fight, and like go faster. She's studying the move. She has the senses of the Yoma, so she can, even though she's not even really using any of the Yoma power at this point, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's not even using anything,
So I thought that was really cool. So it's just like, you can genuinely just see that that's just her performance progressing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she's just getting better at knowing what, she's going to do.
I did think it was cool whenever they're fighting so fast or going so hard that it's so loud.
Earthquake?
Like all the stones are crumbling.
Yeah, earthquake.
Like windows are busting. Everyone's holding their ears.
Honestly, you two are worse than children.
Insane.
Everything's all shattering.
It makes sense because, you can see the freaking gashes in the earth that they would put in the road and shit like that.
Yeah, well, it's cool as shit. Those big ass gashes.
Yeah.
Those claymores are no joke, man.
I mean, like,
I want one of those claymores.
Solid ground, man. To be able to, it's like literally falling in, like, it was like, when you're walking in the ice and they have those big, gaps of ice and you just fall and keep falling. It's almost like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's badass. But shortly afterwards, that's when Teresa nicks her in the face, and that's when Elena and Sophia, they all join in the fight.
Because they know.
Yeah,
like, all right, this is
She's about to get her head taken off. And she almost does, but Elena was there just in time to stop her from cutting her head off. And that's when she just whips everybody's ass. I mean, she whips Sophia's ass. She whips Noelle's ass.
And that's when Teresa's had her time. Like, they give, like, that's what the end of this episode is about. They're giving Teresa her badass moment before they cut her down. And that's exactly what we're going to pick up in the next episode. Because they got to have a badass moment before they cut her down. I mean, like, that's, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna happen, and especially when you see Priscilla like going into fucking awakening status, whatever the shit that is.
When all of them go into their little status, we see all their faces change.
Yeah,
that is such a cool scene. See each one of their faces just as they use their power, their whole bodies change, and she's Claire or Teresa is sitting there in the middle.
Yeah.
That's a pretty.
See, I didn't see
cool
all
scene.
of them change, just Priscilla. It only shows Priscilla change, and then it cuts to credits.
No, it showed. Well, the very last scene was Priscilla, changing, but it shows all of them change a little bit.
Oh.
So.
And that's what pisses me off. It's just like.
Then cut the credits. You're like, son of a bitch!
Well, I mean, that's fine because, I mean, like, it's so short. The episode is short. It's like, there's only so much you can do, but it's just like, it aggravates me because she doesn't stand a chance at this point. I mean, like,
Teresa doesn't?
I just don't feel like she does. No. I mean, I feel like she can hold her own for a little bit. I don't feel like she's going to get out of this next episode alive. I don't. And if she does, it's going to be by the skin of her teeth. By the skin of her teeth. If she does.
So hard to. Like, I would like to tell you so many things, but I have to wait the next episode.
It's because it's like so hard because you see Claire. And that's the thing. It's like Claire wants to help so bad. You can see her like watch and wanting to help so bad, but she can't get even near. She can't. She can't and what I think is really cool though is they don't use Claire against Teresa, which I think is very mature.
They're not monsters.
I mean, I don't know. They're pretty freaking brutal.
They are brutal. Yeah, they are.
They don't
brutal.
really care. Like you've seen.
I take that back. There is one. We all know who I'm talking about. Who would use Claire against her? She is a capital B. Yeah, but we'll get into her later.
That's interesting. I'm gonna love her, I guess.
Oh no, fuck her. But anyways, that's all we got for this episode, marked for death. It's a badass episode, and we appreciate you watching. Have a great day.
Yeah, real quick, this is like my favorite episode, so I thought this was like my favorite, but each episode I feel like it's like my new favorite episode. So.
See, that's when you know it's a good show.
Yeah. When
each episode is like, that's my favorite episode. That's when you know it's a good show.
Well, it's just like, Teresa, man. I feel like I'm gonna be really. I don't know how to react when she dies. Like I don't know how I'm gonna feel about the show anymore.
If she dies, dun dun dun.
Well, anyway, guys, I think this was definitely my favorite. I really enjoyed it. Excited to see the next one.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Have a good one.
Peace.
But you have brought this on.